Chair, and welcome representatives of ASIC. Mr Kell, on October the 30th, 2008, bank staff, whistleblowers, call them what you like, tipped off ASIC about alleged wrongdoings in the Commonwealth financial planning and sent a 4-page fax, and I believe in that fax it said some urgency in ASIC, there is some urgency in ASIC securing the files, they are being cleaned up. Are you familiar with this case?
Yes, I'm happy to give you a brief outline of the matter.
Okay. You're familiar with that, that on October 30th, 2008, you received fax?
I'm not going to comment on these issues. Senator, I would like to take the opportunity to outline what we've achieved here. It's a very significant outcome.
We'll get to that. I've only got 10 minutes, okay?
Okay.
We'll get to that. Why did it take ASIC 16 months to follow up on that fax and numerous emails from the whistleblowers to act in relation to the Commonwealth financial planning files?
Look, I'm not going to comment on the exact time that was involved in us investigating the matter. It's a large. Sorry, Senator, can I respond to your question, please? A very large and complex matter involving one of the largest financial planning firms in the country. What we achieved here was an enforceable undertaking that completely changed the way the Commonwealth financial planning operated.
Okay.
Its leadership was changed whole scale. We obtained the formal removal of 7 of the advisors from the industry.
Yep.
In relation to just one advisor, Don Ewan, we have obtained through our actions more than $23 million in compensation to date for 202 investors. There are another 9 that have their compensation claims in relation to that are yet to be finalised, and we're working with the bank to ensure that that happens as soon as possible. It has been a landmark achievement that has completely changed the way that firm conducts its operations, and it's set a new benchmark for raising the standard of financial advice and tens of millions of dollars in compensation for hundreds of investors.
Well, I disagree with you because it took you 16 months to actually act on this, and when Jeff Morris, the whistleblower, actually in frustration went around to ASIC and he made a diary note. Remember, he works in a bank. He would be pedantic with his notes. He says when he approached Mr. I can tell you that the report you sent in has been bouncing around here for months and months and months, and nobody else knew what to do with it. The point I make, Mr. Kell, is that you were told of wrongdoings, and 16 months later, when the whistleblower actually went to your office, then you acted. To me, this sounds like Stuart Arif Mark II.
As I just mentioned a minute ago, we've obtained tens of millions of dollars for hundreds of investors. You disagree that that's a good outcome. We'll have to disagree on that. Okay. We do not, and can I be very clear, our whistleblower policy is very clear. We do not discuss whistleblowers in relation to any particular matter.
It's in all the
we do not
deny.
Can I just clarify that? We do not deny, we do not confirm that whistleblowers have been involved in any particular matter. It would, for fairly obvious reasons, undermine the integrity of our whistleblower policy. There are also protections for whistleblower confidentiality in the law. I'm not going to go into that sort of territory. It would be deeply irresponsible for me to do so,
Very good.
Senator.
Now, I'll refer to an ASIC media release where you banned a Mr. Ricky Gillespie for life. And ASIC says an ASIC investigation found during 2008-2009 Mr. Gillespie failed to comply with financial service laws, forged clients' signatures on documents such as direct debits, etc. And you banned him for life. Well, I put it to you that the one in the media of late, Mr. Ewan, Miss Jan Braun went to ASIC, showed you the forged signatures, showed you the transferring of accounts where when her signature was put on the paper, she was actually at one stage in Madrid, another stage in Fiji. I mean, she can't be in 2 places at once. Yet with Mr. Ewan, you scrubbed him out for seven years. Why was he not scrubbed out for life? Running parallel to Mr. Gillespie.
Senator, in relation to Mr. Gillespie, we prefer not to comment. That matters before the AAT, so it'd be inappropriate for us to comment on that.
Fair enough.
In relation to Mr. Ewan, the AAT upheld the decision that was made by ASIC.
Okay. Mr. Ewan, but the point is this. when Miss Brand sat down with your staff and took you through, this is before this, you scrubbed Mr Newen out, took you through the signatories, the forged signatures, etc., and the wrongdoing, your staff said that evidence is not necessary at the AAT. The point I'm saying is this. I'm going to ask you this. Will you reinvestigate this as far as forged signatures go? I can get them to you.
In terms of the matter before the AAT, as I say, the AAT affirmed our decision. It's not appropriate for us to take new matters to the AAT after the initial hearing.
Okay. So if you scrub someone out for 7 years and more new information comes along, can you make another decision after that to revisit and perhaps give a firm a stricter punishment?
Senator, what we've achieved here, I've put on the record, it's on the public record.
Can you revisit it with new information?
I think this is a very significant outcome for the clients of Commonwealth Financial Planning.
I'm not talking about the outcome. I'm asking a question. And they've scrubbed a financial planner out for 7 years. If new evidence comes forward, can you revisit that? And if the evidence, hang on, let me finish. And Chair, if new evidence comes forward, I'm asking, can they revisit that situation? It's a simple question. Yes or no?
Order. Yeah. They're matters that are before the Administrative Appeals Tribunal. It will be highly inappropriate for government officers to be commenting on matters. Well, one of them is.
They're not. One of them is, but I'm talking about Mr Nugent. He's been there, he's appealed it. The appeal was not upheld. They agreed with ASIC. It has not been there, and I'm asking, can you revisit it? It's a yes or no answer.
Well, let me just offer some guidance to the officer. The Senator has asked a question. The question is entitled to ask that. You are obliged to respond, but once you respond, that is the end of it.
In terms of the specific question, that's a legal issue and I'd need to take that on notice and get advice.
Okay. If you see serious cases of wrongdoing, and in your media release referring to one of these people, do you refer those to the police?
It will depend on the circumstances, the particular situation.
Okay, let's give an example. If someone's in a position of financial planning, controlling large amounts of money, they forge signatures, they put their investments in a dangerous investment, a risky investment when they were told to be conservative, they do the wrong thing, and forging signatures itself, is that a serious offence in your view?
Senator, it's very difficult to comment on hypotheticals like that. In some situations we may well refer that to the police. In other situations it would depend on the nature of the evidence.
Okay, Mr Curl, we're going nowhere. I'm just going to remind you of something. The New South Wales Crimes Act of 1900, Section 316, concealing serious indictable offences. I ask you to familiarise yourself with it. And if you see cases where people, no matter where they are in those positions, are forging signatures, changing investments for higher gains, for better commission for themselves, I think that's a very serious case. And the reason I raise this, Chair, is that there are $1.3 billion in superannuation funds in our nation. A lot of it are self-managed funds. And this nation is going to rely on good, sound, clean advice for financial planning. And you are the corporate watchdog, and I expect you, if you see wrongdoings and criminal acts, you report them, especially in relation to Section 316, because you're not above the law, to the appropriate authorities to see that criminal action is carried out.
Well, can I just respond to that, Chair? Are you suggesting, Senator, that ASIC officers are concealing
I'm suggesting that they had a case to forward it to police and they haven't. I'll give you, Minister, let me make a point.
No, your time's ended, Senator Williams. Thank